Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Astrological Intentions. I am your host, Alex Reevy, along with the colorful countess herself, Sandy Reevy.
I always forget you do that, and then all of a sudden we start here, and I'm like, ooh, I wonder if she's come up with a word.
Yes, and it is
Yes,
episode 220, October 10th. Let's get right into it. In the transits, today, October 10th, Mercury, ingress, Libra.
Return to women's rights, not wrongs.
Tuesday, October 11th, Sun, trine, Saturn retrograde.
Almost ready.
Wednesday, October 12th, Mars square Neptune.
Unstable or creative.
And Mercury opposed Jupiter retrograde.
3 times the charm.
And Friday, October 14th, Venus trine Saturn retrograde.
Commit, then advance.
Then in Talisman time, Sandy has finished up 3 as well as 2 new upcoming. We'll tell those to you in the episode. And on the horizon, we have our astrology forecast, a in-person event in Downers Grove, Illinois, as well as our Venus Star Point Talisman workshop. Then in our house, our retreats are coming up this next year, and we have a special interview with Janice, a woman who has gone on 3 retreats with us so far and planning on joining us for 2 out of the 3 retreats this coming year. Stay tuned for this episode of Astrological Intentions.
I say go do you. Now travel far, share your stories and earn your scars. It's you. Say you are the one you will answer to when this life is done. Don't waste a minute, jump in the river. Wash yourself clean so you can deliver you. The story of...
Hello, colorful countess.
Do you like this?
Yeah, great colors. We got pinks, aqua blues, some bright greens, a little bit of mustard.
I do. I like it.
Yeah.
I just, I chose it for the color. So on
Bringing
Zoom.
some...
Well, long sleeve things. It's starting to get cold here.
Yeah. And okay, let's get right into it. I want to go direct to all of you listeners. Thank you so much for sending in all of your feedback. I want to bring back this one from Anne, who talks about our retreat. She went on the retreat to Mexico earlier this year. And she says, 5 stars, beyond words, transformation with love. This retreat was so wonderful. It was transformative with astrological knowledge that completely explained the key people in my life and why they are there. The schedule was perfectly balanced with free time and activity. The physical accommodations were peaceful and nurturing to help me disconnect from my daily fast-paced life. The group was so connected and loving to each other. I've never left a retreat feeling so relaxed and replenished and excited for the next one. I feel so blessed to have been a part of this retreat. Thank you, Anne, for sending that in. Mom, you took you took that retreat on all by yourself, and that was your first time, and you knocked it out of the park.
My first time by myself. I always rely on you, although you were just a phone call away.
I was.
But it worked really well, and I called it a retreatication.
Right.
And I think going in with that, hey, everybody, this is a vacation for everybody. This is also a retreat, so let's blend them. And so that from now on, I'm only having retreatications.
Right. Okay, so let's move into the transits. We start off with today, Monday, October 10th, Mercury, ingress, Libra.
Yeah. Mercury is now returning to Libra. He was here when he started his retrograde cycle. And because he's still in his shadow, so he's crossing over territory or degrees that he's already been over just, in the last 6 weeks. So this is return to women's rights, right? Because it's Libra. Libra is, the balance of equality, and it's ruled by Venus. So it's about women. So please don't get it wrong. Let's get these return to women's rights correct this time. Do we have any answers or resolutions on the legal courts, on the legal court rights? And, as we move and get closer to, our midterms, some of these questions may be on the ballot.
And actually, you and Susan have a webinar coming up about the midterms, the astrology of the midterms.
Right.
That's happening next month.
We're having it the week before the midterms. But be fair here. Be fair here with everyone. Buy fair trade items or sell fair trade items, because Mercury's commerce. He joins with the important ruler of Venus, of Libra, Venus, who's also here. Now she's combust, but because she is so underneath the sun's rays, she can't be seen, even though she has a delegation and has all the resources, because she's in her own home sign. So she's kind of welcomed the king to her sign of Libra. But she can't be seen. She can't be seen. So it's almost that Mercury has to have her voice for a couple days until he becomes combust. So he can speak for her because he knows her language.
He's her messenger.
Yeah.
Right.
So we have to talk about, again, compromise and coming up with this fairness, listening to both sides of the story is another way somebody has said it, to put it. Yeah. So any issues that from late August will possibly progress forward and move forward as get resolved during this time.
Okay. And Tuesday, October 11th, Sun trine Saturn retrograde.
Almost ready. Any time we see the sun making a trine to one of the superior planets or the outer planets, so that's 5 planets, we're getting a train signal, right? I wish I had my whistle here. The train signal that says, hey, a trine is announcing that planet, because the sun never goes backwards, that planet that it's trining is saying, hey, I'm getting ready to station, to either move direct or either move backwards. Well, we know Saturn has been retrograde for 5 months, so he's about to move direct. So it's the passage that happens, twice in a year. Once when he's going about to go retrograde, and once when he's about 2 weeks away from his direct, which happens to be the 22nd of October. Yay! Saturn is my time lord for this year, and so let's just get this done. Let's get this over with. So the timekeeper is back to work and getting things done. So really, it's nice about having the support of getting projects underway again. So if anything has been stalled, just this Monday and Tuesday could possibly resolve all of these things, and things are starting to pay off now.
Okay, let's bring it. And Wednesday, October 12th, we have 2 transits. The first is Mars square Neptune.
Okay. I mean, we should pause here, but not really, because Mars doesn't want to pause. But this is going to be the first of 3 passes. Okay. Mars is going to be retrograding at the end of the year, end of the month. And he's making a square 3 times to Neptune. This is one of the his bigger afflictions during his retrograde cycle. So this could be, this happens at 23 degrees of this mutable signs. So if you've anything at 23 degrees mutable, you're in for this mix, which is more about instability. Okay. Unstable or creative. I just added the ability there. So doubtful and hopeless, or you're discouraged. Know that if you feel this way, you need to deal with it. You need to take a look, because you're not sure about which direction to go. You're not believing what I say. You're not believing what you hear. People may not believe you. Are there any devious motives involved? So, especially on this day, be very aware of any big fish stories that you may hear. Come on board. I'm probably not going to be selling anything on this day.
Right. If something's too good to be true, it's most likely too good to be true.
Yeah. And so because this will come up 2 more times, but mark down on this Wednesday, and it could be Tuesday the 11th, Wednesday the 12th, Thursday the 13th, maybe into even Friday the 14th, that this holds this energy, because Mars, doesn't move 1 degree a day. He might take 3 days in 1 degree. Write down what's going on, because there's uncertainty here. Mm-hmm. Now, there is a great creative process here because it's Neptune. So what can you imagine? That's a really good thing. But, just imagine it. Don't do it. Mars wants you to do it. Mm-hmm. But if you hold it 1, 2, 3, till about March. So you could work on a creative project for a long, long time and actually have a finished product. Right. So that's a great way to use this. But, anytime you get a square to Neptune, there's less motivation, and Mars certainly is not going to be happy reaching a stress point with Neptune, where Neptune's like, hey, dude, just chill out. Mars is going, what are you saying? I have so many things to do.
Right.
And so Mars just might get a little angry here and be a little bit
steamy.
Be a bit steamy or discouraged about something not actually being able to take place. So loss of hope. Okay. But everybody, if you feel that way, it's the sky.
It's only temporary.
It's the sky, but face your fears, because they're going to come back around again. So, we'll talk. Maybe you and I will share what is coming up for us.
Okay.
During that time.
And the second transit of the day, Mercury opposing Jupiter retrograde. Right.
This is the third and final time, which, we can call, third time is a charm. Mm-hmm. Find some common ground here. This is an opposition. And so it's like, finally, as I said, it's the third pass. So the first pass, what are we going to do about this? Second pass is, well, let's try this. Third pass is, okay, we found a way to make this work. Mm-hmm. It's not 100% my way, yet it's not 100% your way. So it's really finding that compromise that we are working hard to manage and having an agreement. So, because you're either going to find some common ground, or you're going to struggle to maintain your common sense, right? Okay. So find common ground.
Right.
It may not make common sense to each of you, but again, isn't there a song that says, "I'll let I'm in a relationship with you. I love you. You can wear the hat some days," right? But what's your big subject? What is your big idea? What is your big notion? Right? Your notion. I think that's a funny word. I think my mom used that a lot. My aunts use that a lot. Because you may have an answer now, whether you like it or not.
Okay. So, yes, taking those messages and running them through this 3 phases, we're really getting to a final answer. So let's move on to Friday, October 14th, Venus trine Saturn retrograde.
Commit, then advance. This is a trine. And the Venus is in her own sign, Libra. And that's an air sign, and she's trining the other air planet, which is Saturn. Even though he's slowing down to begin to move direct, he's in Aquarius, where he rules. So these are 2 planets that, are in their own ruling signs in air. But make sure, because he's still retrograding, he's slow. Be sure of what you are saying yes to, or what you're saying no to. Stand firm with your choice, because it'll feel easy, it'll be easy, it'll feel good, and it'll feel stable. So this is about finding, relationships, because that's Venus, or projects that have value, that are supportive. Saturn is support. Mm-hmm. Saturn is structure that's supportive. So it's really nice to make advances here.
Okay. And that's a wrap on this upcoming week. So any final messages about this week? We don't have any of your favorite days. We don't have any challenging days, and only about 5 transits.
Right. I would just pay attention to that early morning, maybe late Tuesday night, early morning Wednesday, that Mars making that square to Neptune. If you don't have to plan a big day on Wednesday, don't.
Okay.
Don't. Maybe you can actually plan on sleeping in. That might help because Neptune can be about the dream state.
Okay. Sounds good. Let's move into Talisman times, where you have finished up 3. The first, to graciously wake up others.
I wield the sword of fairness. Let us all be weighing everything and everyone on the scales of justice. Let us all relate in kindness and in harmony. This is my action. Mm-hmm. Isn't this nice?
Right. And it is that sense of community, like let us all.
Yeah, I made this. This is a beautiful one. Check this out on the website. If you check this one out, it's purple and beige. Oh my gosh! This was the first decan of Libra, which is really considered the sword in the blindfold. So about the justice, about weighing things fairly.
Right.
Yeah.
Wielding the sword. Mm-hmm. So let's move on to the next one, to bind a contract. This was made October 8th.
I join together with you now. I promise to act wholly in the sacred time and trust that we create law that we both agree on and to. We are enmeshed. This has that now Venus in her own sign is in the second decan, and this is what's considered links of a chain. So it's linking together a chain,
okay.
One piece to another piece that holds and binds an agreement, two people together. It's Venus. Yeah, I like this one a lot.
Yeah. Bringing in that enmeshment. So the next one, to be protected. This is also made October 8th.
Right. And this is an Alcade talisman. It's already sold. It pre-sold. Because I do love Alcade protection talismans. I made one a couple weeks ago, sold that right away. Mm-hmm. This one is a pre-sale, sold this one right away. Okay. So keep an eye out. I don't have any more Alcades on the coming up agenda. But next time you hear that somebody, I wear my Alcade, I'm going to wear it tonight because I'm heading out tonight, and I always will wear my Alcade for protection.
So let's move to the upcoming talismans. The first, Friday, October 14th, to be noticed for my thoughts.
I speak calmly and with diploma. My courteous manner is noted, and this allows me through open doors beautifully. I arrive. Mm-hmm. It's like everything. It's like first impressions. This is the moon making a trine to what's rising up over the horizon is Libra. And there we have not only Mercury, but we have Venus in Libra. So really nice to be noticed for diplomacy and your diplomatic thoughts.
Right.
And you're noticed right away, and then doors open for you.
Of course. Yeah, because when people receive that courteous, polite person, they are welcome. They are welcome to come through the threshold, welcome them into the house, or, whatever business, door that you're helping them open. Right. So let's move on to Monday, October 17th, to express love and affection.
It's very easy today for me to make super great impressions on others. I look good to the world, and the world looks good to me.
Mm-hmm. Super great.
Right?
I like it.
Super. I make super great impressions.
It's very cute.
Yeah. Well, and this is the moon making a square to this beautiful Venus in Libra coming up over the horizon. I mean, we're getting these. And the reason we brought this up on Monday is it's a 5:50 a.m. talisman. So by the time we record the next one, this will already be over. So this is up for pre-sale.
Yes. And if you are curious how to get over to the pre-sale items, you go over to intentionbeads.com. Underneath talismans, you will see an option to click on pre-sale talismans. Now, the cool thing about the pre-sale talismans is that you can customize. You can customize by guiding Sandy with a little bit of style, whether it's the color or the type of bracelet. Also, our talisman of the month is still ready and waiting for you on the website to stimulate others with kind words. This is on special for $222, and you also get a shipping credit along with once you add it to your cart. So let's move into the horizon, where we have just finished up the October astrology forecast that is ready and waiting for you on our website. Just click that link in the description. And also, I do want to announce that we have an in-person event happening here in Illinois in Downers Grove, October 15th and 16th. Sandy is going to be hosting a Cosmic Trends event that is all about what's going on astrologically for the next half of or portion of this year, and then on
into next year.
Next year, and also on the 16th, that will be a talisman ceremony that she will be bringing over to that Yoga 6 event space.
So sign up. How do they sign up?
The link is in the description.
Oh boy,
of course. And also, if you have any trouble with these links, always email me, alex@intentionbeads.com. October 22nd.
Bing, bam, boom.
We've been talking about this for a very, very, very long time, way and well before I was able to get it up on the website. But this is the Venus Star Point Talisman Workshop. Because the Venus Star Point is such a very unique, how do I describe it? A unique cycle to Venus and to the mythology of Venus. This cycle is actually going to be hitting in the sign of Libra. And this has its own message, its own focus for us. And that is going to be a lot about relationship, all of that Libra atmosphere of being courteous, being, polite and having manners and being balanced.
And requiring it from others, right? If I'm polite, I hope my politeness wears off on you and that it doesn't create a rage and then I'm dealing with polite versus rage. Right. No, it's about equality, right? Yeah. So fair is fair. Like my mom used to say, board is board.
Yes.
Once you put it down, it's fair that you play the hand you have.
Same. Yes. So that Venus Star Point Talisman Workshop, you will be getting 2 hours of information all about the Venus Star Point, as well as a personalized recorded video just for you.
And paperwork and work.
As well as worksheets.
Okay.
And also a talisman of your choice. So you can choose between the option of an earring or a charm. We are very excited about this event. Go ahead, head over to the website and sign up, because this is going to be a series of Venus Star Points
every 9.5 months when Venus kisses the sun. And she's kissing the sun in her own sign for the first time in 140 since 1787.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
Yeah. So if anybody has late degrees of Libra or any of the air signs or any late degrees of any sign up, it's opening up. There's a blossoming for that planet for the first time in your life.
Beautiful. Also, we've talked a lot about our retreat, so I won't go into those specific details here on the horizon, because in our house, we have a special guest. So shall we start?
Yes.
So moving over to our house, we are so excited to join with Janice. She has been on our retreats multiple times. So we thought of no one better but to help explain and compare our retreat offerings than Janice herself. Thank you so much for coming and joining us on the podcast.
Thanks, Janice. It's always fun because I always have your name on all of the retreat lists. And you're going on 2 more coming up in 2023.
Yes. I don't want to miss out. So yeah, I've been on actually 3 retreats with you guys. 2 to Casa Tara in Mexico, and then 1 in Bali. Planning to, as you guys know, go to Bali again next year, and then to Greece. Was really disappointed when Bali was canceled due to COVID.
Yeah.
We all were.
Oh my gosh. We were supposed to go. I was leaving in 3 weeks when you were going early with me, right? And we all had to like cut.
Bags were packed.
So sad. And now we're heading there in April.
For the first time since COVID. So we're excited, we're gearing, we're ready to go. So I wanted to use this time that we have here in our house to give everyone an idea of what happens on our retreats. How do you kind of notice a difference between like before going to a retreat and after a retreat? What are the things that you were surprised about? What kind of give us a rundown, and we're going to open up more questions and uncover more, and also maybe even compare and contrast what the differences between a few of the retreats. Yeah. So take it away.
So the Casa Tara retreat, I mean, is just amazing. To me, it's more of a resort type of living, but in a small, more intimate setting. I mean, you're kind of secluded. The resort is secluded. There's not a lot of people around, not a lot of traffic, not the hustle and bustle of the city, not a lot of staff running around as you might have in a larger resort. It's just really a tranquil setting. The food, I cannot even say enough about the food. The staff is amazing. And just the whole vibe of being there. You're almost in the middle. We're on the Sea of Cortez, right? Out there, and it's an amazing feeling. An amazing feeling. The accommodations are never a question there. So
it's a fairly brand new location, and just getting up and getting whether it's our coffee or our ginger tea, right, Janice?
Which I'm drinking now. That was a habit that I brought along. From that.
And watching the sun come up over the Sea of Cortez every morning.
Yeah. And just even it's a small resort, but I don't even know if I've ever even noticed other people there besides us. There may be other people on property, but you really don't notice those folks. And just being able to go up on the falafel, I think it's called, to do the morning yoga if you choose to or not, right? And then just, Sandy puts together just amazing workshops depending on the topic or the theme of the retreat. So it's always a good time. And then also one of the things that I've noticed, with all of the retreats that I'm on, if anybody's ever apprehensive about going by themselves, or, if you're going with, just 1 or 2 people, through the universe, it just curates, the perfect group of people to be on all of the retreats. So anybody apprehensive about going by themselves, just don't be, right? Actually, some of my closest relationships that I have now were born out of you guys' retreats. So I really appreciate that. I mean, you don't know what to expect really, but just be open for everything.
I agree. I like that. Because I do feel that we do provide a container or a sacred space. I mean, everywhere we go, I've been there before. And, hold that space. Everybody can be their individual self in that space. And, I wear a talisman about bringing the perfect group together. for a transformational time, for a profitable for everyone, profit for everyone of some sort of plethora of wealth. And relationships certainly are, I know, that's a big one. And, and then to see some of these same people back on the next retreat, right? In the next retreat,
right.
And the conversations that are going on in between those years.
Right. And just another point, Sandy, about, you mentioned sacred space. We have all the workshops in the retreats, right? Some of them can get really emotional. I mean, right? Emotional beyond what you think is in yourself, right? But you always feel safe, right? Anything that comes out in the retreats, stay in the retreat. So you really can, it's really a safe space for you to delve into yourself and, heal anything that you may need to heal, or just shine a light on anything, or just open up about anything that you need to do to move on with your life. So I appreciate that as well.
Yeah. And a quick question. Do you feel like the astrology helps in facilitate that process?
Oh, absolutely. Whether, whether it's a conscious or not, like I said, through the universe, when people are signing up, again, the people that are supposed to be there are there. The topics that are discussed based on the alignment in the universe are the topics that need to be discussed for everyone who is there, whether it's intentional or not. And I mean, we may start with one topic, but then out of that is born, different conversations. After workshop, there are many people who just kind of migrate towards each other, if you will, and just form these bonds of sisterhood that is just amazing. A lot of crying, but it's all good, right? It's purging, it's happiness, it's everything that you need at that particular time.
And after the retreats, I always really notice that people's faces are a bit lighter, ready to smile, ready to create action in their lives.
Because you've gotten it out, right? You've worked through it, right? Because in our busy lives, right, we don't have that time, right? And whatever your life is on a day-to-day basis, you really don't have that time to look, just that time that's set aside for you, not just a couple hours a day, or 30 minutes in the even after a crazy day at work, 15 of those 30 minutes you're spending clearing your mind, right? But just that concentrated time allows you to really, so you do feel lighter and ready to just come back and take on the world.
That seeing the different perspectives of ways to look at things, provided through the teaching, provided through our little, we're always coming up, Alex and I are coming up with new little treatments, or handing you a paper or a book or something to read or something to discuss. There are times when we'll go through it. Maybe I remember one retreat, we had silent hours, right?
Yeah.
These upcoming, I'm coming up with some new ideas based on the astrology of the sky. And, for the Mexico one is Mars is coming out of its retrograde.
And so we've talked a lot about Mexico. I do want to learn a little bit more of what was your Bali experience like? You've been to Bali one time?
Yes.
How many times? Okay, one time.
I've been once. I'm going back coming up. And if the stars align, I will have a place there after retirement to just go and come as I please. Bali is more of a cultural immersion, if you will, to me. The people there are just so kind. It's just amazing. It's not, depending on where you're staying, it's not, like you're going to be staying at the Hilton or, the Ritz or anything like that. It's more of a cultural immersion. You really understand how the people live, how simplistic, their lives can be, and even, how you can incorporate some of those practices and things in your life when you come, you appreciate that slow pace, and everybody is happy. And I really appreciate Bali. Yeah, I do.
Do you have any story that comes to the forefront of your mind when you think of Bali, or an experience?
Well, I when we went, and correct me with the pronunciation, when we went to when we went on that day trip where we went to the pool of
Turta and Pool.
Turta and Pool, that was just such a spiritual awakening. I mean, going into the fountain, being blessed, and remember we had the fire ceremony when we came out. All of that was just so spiritually enlightening to me. Yeah.
I love how you say they're happy. I want to stay on that word.
Mm-hmm.
Happy. They have very little. It is a third world country.
Mm-hmm.
And they're happy. Their white clothes are whiter than mine. And I have a washing machine and bleach.
Right.
I mean, they're so reverent to their religion. What they believe in is all karma and dharma.
Mm-hmm.
And they care more about their neighborhood than they do, making money. Right. So just, I'm so excited to live that lifestyle again, because you live that lifestyle.
Mm-hmm. And the sense of community that they have there, I think is just amazing. You know how, at periods of time, everything shuts down. And remember how there was some ceremony that was going on, and, the drivers, Booty and his brother, they had to be there with the community to help, right? Because it was their responsibility. All of this other stuff can be put aside. We'll be back to you ladies, when we're done. But that sense of community, you really appreciate.
Do you want to talk about the massages at all?
Oh my God, the massage. How could I forget the massages? I mean, and just even the cost of living, right?
Mm-hmm.
I am somewhat of a massage aficionado. I rather go shopping. I mean, rather have a massage than to go shopping. But just the whole vibe and like what we would pay, $250 for, I think it's like $20 or something like that, where you go and, you cleanse your body. You do this scrub, and then you have your massage. And then after the massage, which is totally unexpected, they have these like copper clawfoot tubs that they have like rose petals and oils and stuff in. And you sit in there for 15 minutes. After your massage, they bring you tea and crumpets. And it's like, oh God, do I have to get up now?
And it's all out, and it's outside. Right. Which
just makes you feel just more connected, to nature and to the universe. Yeah, love it. Yeah.
So I think that's all the time we have for right now, but maybe we can bring you on in the future, chat more about stories and experiences that you've had on the retreats. But I just want to ask you a final question. If there's anyone that's kind of interested, has some sort of desire to go on this retreat, because I think you've been there before. What would you tell them?
Yeah, just don't. I mean, just go with it, right? I mean, everything is purpose. Everything happens as it should. Just go with it. Even if you're going by yourself, you don't necessarily need someone to go with you. It will. I can pretty much guarantee you, it will be a life-changing experience, and you won't regret it at all.
Yeah. And really what you have to do is kind of sign up.
Yeah.
Follow our directions.
Yeah. Yeah. And you have to make that commitment to yourself. right? And you know, and you guys, your directions are not hard, you know, I mean, and they are the directions to keep you safe, you know, and to have you prepared, you know, for the journey, because you guys have done it so much. And I mean, everything is well organized, you know, when you sign up for the retreat, you know, Alex and Sandy, they let you know what you need to bring, what you don't need, like, you know, 3-inch heels or anything like that.
Right.
You don't need your full makeup bag. If you know, you can just really kind of just be your authentic self.
Well, thank you so much, Janice, for coming on the podcast and sharing a little bit about your experience with retreats. We will sign off here, everybody. Thank you for listening to our podcast. Remember to subscribe, send us those 5-star ratings. And if any case, just email me, alex@intentionbeads.com. We will see you next week, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.
I say go do you. Now travel far, share your stories and earn your scars. It's you. Say you are the one you will answer to when this life is done. Don't waste a minute, jump in the river. Wash yourself clean so you can deliver you. The story of you, the story of you. The story of you, the story of you.